Here is a photograph of my wife and grandson taking a stroll in Blean Woods near Canterbury, Kent. From this image I'm going to create another image where it would appear that my wife is walking into the photograph. To achieve this, we go to the first layer and we add an alpha channel, and then we create two copies of the original image, naming this copy main image and naming this one lower legs. Then click on this icon to create a new layer, and you'll be presented with this particular dialog box here, and we're going to set it as transparency and click OK, and then we have this new layer here which we name frame. Each of these layers will be switched off apart from this one which we select. We then go to this tool here and we draw an oval shape, as you can see, and then we invert it. And when we invert it, we press delete, and we're left with this particular image here. Now go back up here to select and select inverse, and then go back again to select and come down here to grow and type in 30 and then click OK, and we end up selecting a bigger area than the actual oval image. Now deselect the eye. Now select the eye on this one and select the actual layer. Go to the bucket fill tool, change this to background color fill, click within the marching ants and you get this white region. Now go back and switch this on, select it and move it up to within the layers, and now you can see you have this on top of the white background. Then select none and you can see you have the image in an appropriate frame. Click here to bring this layer into view, select the layer, come over here and choose the free selection tool and carefully draw around the legs, ensuring that you also go inside the frame. Then select invert and hit delete on the keyboard. Then select none, and you can see we've managed to bring out the legs into the actual image. Making sure I've got the lower legs layer selected, I'm going to magnify this, go to the eraser here and simply rub out the legs, as you can see here. So I'm rubbing that leg out. I'm leaving this leg in, however, and I'm going to rub this region out. I'm then going to change my selection to the frame, and I'm going to reasonably carefully rub away that white region there. I've rubbed away a little bit too much, but this will do for this demonstration. The next step in the process is to select this layer, come across to the menu here, go down to mask and say add a layer mask. You're then presented with this dialog box, and you can see it's got this radio button selected. Click add and you'll see a layer mask appears here. When using the mask, you use the paintbrush tool, and you take the paint tool and you go to the area of the image that you don't want and you paint black. But I'm painting black now into the mask. I'm not painting over the image. Now I've painted right across the mask and I've got rid of part of the leg, as you can see. Now I didn't want to do that, that's a mistake. So what I can do now, I can switch these colours round and I can go back to that region and I can paint white in. And as I paint white in, you can see it's bringing back what I got rid of a moment ago. But we must be clear here, we're not actually painting over the image of the leg, we're painting on the mask that is related to that particular image on this particular layer. Okay, now I'm going to come here and swap this back to black. Now I'm going to come into this area and I'm going to paint black in this region as carefully as I can, and I've chosen a sensible brush that's got a fuzzy edge so I can do this as accurately as possible and hopefully get rid of everything surrounding the leg appropriately. Now there I've made a mistake, so what I now do, I go back, flip the colours and I paint this back in. And of course I now take my time, reduce the size of the brush as appropriate to possibly get round the details of the shoes, and every time I make a mistake I can simply repaint in that region with the opposite colour to black, which is obviously white. Now I finished this offline, as you can see, so this is what I was aiming for. And I'm going to come here now and I'm going to go to layer, merge down again. So I've now left with the original and the one I've just created. So there's the original and this is the one that I've just created. So we can see original, just created. Here we have used the mask to isolate parts of the image in a non-destructive way. Now this means we simply paint onto the mask, not the actual image. Check out the supporting website for these videos, and also consider subscribing to the YouTube channel and get an automatic update every time I upload a new video. Also consider subscribing to the Google Plus circle that relates to these videos.